Hey, Mom and Dad. I wanted to start just filming random stuff and putting it up on the YouTube channel that I will set you guys up with. Not the main channel, but something that just is kind of a way for me to keep in touch and let you watch what I'm doing if you have any interest in doing that. So anyway, this is gonna be the first video on that little, I'll call it a series or the project, but I wanted to show you a little brisk morning out. It's only about 28 degrees out right now, but I wanted to show you, apparently over Thanksgiving, we had a little bit of a wind damage. This was a big tree back here in the state park area that I've been trying to get the Department of Natural Resources to address, and they actually came out and looked at it, and they were going to take care of it. And then they handed me off to a different department saying that due to the location, this was actually somebody else's particular responsibility. And then they emailed me and we exchanged a couple of messages, and then they just kind of disappeared. Well, in the meantime, this tree came down. It came down, I think, either Thanksgiving Day or maybe the next day overnight or something. I don't know, but it's a big honking tree. So take a look at this. That is a big tree, and I think I'm surprised kind of that it only took out one section of fence, so I'm gonna have to try to piece that up into small chunks. It's pretty well rotten, so maybe it won't be too hard to move. And you see it actually took out a pretty good sized branch of one of the nice trees on my side of the property, one of the biggest trees that I have. But yeah, look how big this thing is. And unfortunately, it took out that healthy branch from one of my trees. Yeah, this thing is massive. It's like 2-foot diameter easily, maybe 30 inches in diameter. So I have no idea how heavy this stuff is going to be, but I know it's not going to be light, even rotten. Yeah, I can slightly roll that stuff, but yeah, it did some damage. I'm gonna have to. It's gonna be a project to try and piece this up enough that I can close this fence back up. So yeah, fun, huh? Let me see if I can get it trimmed off here, right behind the fence line. And this one came down earlier this year. It's kind of hung up on this other tree, and I may have to, while I'm back here, alleviate some pressure on that, maybe cut it down over there. But yeah, I got this other one that's sort of leaning against this live tree. That was another one that they were going to try to address, and it's pushing this live tree in my direction. So I don't know, kind of see in the top how it's all cut off. I don't know what, if anything, we're going to be able to do about that, but I may have to see if those guys can come out here, since they failed to act before it came down. Maybe they can help me piece it up a little bit. Anyway, yeah. Repairing the fence shouldn't be too horrible. Guess we'll see. Yeah. A little cold out. My eyes are watering. So never a dull moment out here in the country. I think I'm gonna go inside and do a little work in the barn. Oh, some projects. Gonna get some weird striping in this video because of the LED lighting I have. Moving up the screen. There's my fancy new work table with the granite top. It turned out real nice. Extremely heavy. And then another project I recently did is I put this new seat suspension. I did a video on that where Now, when I'm riding it, it's going to be much nicer this next summer because it's actually got a floating seat that I can adjust the tension on based on my weight with that little knob on the bottom there. And it gives me a nice little spring-loaded seat suspension. So that was about a $1,200 upgrade from Cub Cadet, but I found that seat suspension thing on eBay for like $180. I was able to do it myself. So much less expensive than Cub Cadet wanted. All right, more of that weird that weird line moving in. Anyway, let's take a look at my little workshop here. Nice and toasty in here. Let's see, toasty being 43 degrees. That's because I got a little heat pump heater here. It's not putting out a ton of heat, but it definitely takes the edge off in this room. And let's see here, I'm charging up some batteries for a little battery family video that I got coming out in the next week or so. So I got to do that. But before I do any more work on that, I actually need to come back out here. And I found a guy actually that's been buying a bunch of equipment off of me. And he actually does metal fabrication, and he's going to help me build some reinforcement bracing to go up between these columns right here. And that'll enable me to remove these panels, these front panels, and at least one partition here in the middle, to take these and convert these two center ones from a horse stall, put concrete down in there so it's no longer a gravel floor. So I'll fill these in with concrete on both sides, and it'll open that up and allow me to use this as a workshop space. And so he's going to help me build the bracing in there. So I have to measure precisely because I have the design all set up. Now I just need to confirm that the distance is exact and whether or not it's different for either one of these sides. And I don't have to do that on this side because I'm actually, although I may do it just out of caution, I'm actually going to build a framing in here, and I'm going to box these two in and create one 12 by 24 room that I can climate control. And that's going to be air conditioned and heated. I'm going to use that for my outdoor sort of YouTube workshop. And then this area will be kind of my woodworking area for the most part, where I can put a drill press and a table saw and my chop saw and all that other woodworking stuff, instead of just leaving it out here in the middle. So yeah, that's what I got going on right now. Sorry for the weird band moving up and down. It has to do with the frame rate I'm filming at combined with the refresh rate on these LED lights. So can't really solve that with this particular camera. Anyway, welcome to episode 1. I plan on doing this a couple times a week and various things, so I can show you what I'm working on, and then you can have something to watch. Maybe, I don't know. We'll try it. See if you like it. You have to let me know whether or not this is something that you find interesting or not. See you soon.